right, I think I am live. Still says it's creating it. All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to your coffee chat with Jen. I'm super excited and thrilled to be with you. I am streaming from not only my Facebook group, but also from my profile. So, really excited to be there. For those of you that are kind of new to Coffee Chats with Jen, hello, my name is Jen. I've transitioned from being a physical therapist to a life coach, a certified life coach, after overcoming 20 plus years of burnout and overwhelm. Life coaching and working with my life coach years and years ago was pivotal in my transformation, so much so that I became a certified life coach to help women just like me and you. And now I have the tools and the skills and the wisdom and the experience to really help you overcome people pleasing, procrastination, and perfectionism, and really break those patterns to allow you to live the life that you've always wanted and put yourself back on your priority list while learning to say no with grace and confidence. And I'm so happy that you're here. So today we're going to talk about setting boundaries around the holidays because the holidays are here, right? So with the holiday season in full swing, I just wanted to kind of share a little bit more about what some of us may be struggling with setting boundaries. Okay, and boundaries may get a bad rap. People often think of boundaries as putting up a wall and not letting people in, and I'm here to tell you that it's different than that. It really is just learning how to effectively communicate your wants, needs, and desires to make those relationships in your life healthier, not just for you, but for the other person or other people as well. And sometimes it comes down to just setting boundaries with yourself, right? So I just want you to think about, have you ever found yourself saying yes to things you didn't really want to do, or maybe felt overwhelmed trying to make everyone happy? Then this live is for you. This coffee chat is for you. And just know that I've been there too. It's really hard to say no, especially during the holidays when everything feels high stakes and the pressure to be everything to everyone is at an all-time high, and you just want to make everybody happy during the holidays, right? But typically, when we do that, especially as people pleasers, when we make sure that everybody else is happy, it usually results in us not being happy or us being burned out and stressed and exhausted and not enjoying our own holiday, right? So I want to kind of just start with this overarching theme of setting boundaries isn't about being selfish or unkind. It's really about preserving your energy and mental health so that you can actually enjoy this holiday season. If we don't set boundaries or expectations, I feel like they can be used interchangeably. We end up exhausted, resentful, and even burned out before the holidays are over. Okay. So, like last year, I said yes to every event. Well, not just, I don't think it was last year, because I think last year I was pretty good at my boundaries. I had started setting them around the holidays. But even as a recovering people pleaser, I still have the desire to say yes to a lot of things. But several years ago, I remember saying yes to every event, every request, every holiday decoration we wanted to put up, like responding to every single like Christmas card. And by the time Christmas morning rolled around, I was so exhausted that I didn't even enjoy the time with my family. And it really hit me at that point. Like, what is the point of doing all these things if I'm too drained to really experience the joy of the holiday season? And that may kind of hit home with several of you. So I'm here today to kind of share with you a little bit about how you can set expectations ahead of time and set some boundaries to make sure that you have the holiday that you want to, because you deserve that. So take a few minutes to think about what you really want this holiday season. Like, what's important to you? Maybe it's having a quiet evening with your family, skipping the big parties, or making time for traditions you love, right? Once you're clear on what matters most to you, it's a lot easier to decide like what you're going to say yes to and what you'll gracefully decline. A story of a friend of mine, when one of my clients, she used to say yes to every holiday event, cookie swap, secret Santa, family event, even though she hated all the chaos. And last year, I remember coaching her around this time of the year, and she made a rule that she would only commit to one social event per week. And she said it was the best Christmas that she's ever had because she actually enjoyed the events she attended instead of feeling rushed through them and overcommitted. So think about that. Like, which holiday events are coming up that you really want to go to and that you really enjoy. Like, if there are certain people or certain events that just sap your energy and your joy, then how can you set the expectation that you're not going to come this year, or maybe you're going to go but for a shorter period of time before you leave, like mentally and physically drained. So communicate like your expectation and your boundaries with love and confidence. So let's say your extended family always plans a massive dinner that takes up your whole day. But this year you really want to spend the evening at home with your kids. Especially if you have kids that are away at college, right? It's or little kids. I mean, it's such a magical time of year. Here's how you can kindly decline, right? Say, thank you so much for inviting us. We're keeping it simple this year and won't be able to join for dinner, but we'd love to stop by for dessert, right? So that you're still honoring the time with that other family or those other people in your life, but you're also not making it a whole day event so that you can still do what's important to you and your family. This way it's clear and respectful without overcommitting, right? And I would do this as soon as you get the invitation, right? So take some time to think about it thoughtfully and how you would like to receive that. And then just say, thank you for thinking of us. We'd be happy to join you for dessert, but we can't commit to the whole day. So a mom that's one of my clients as well, shared she finally set a boundary with her in-laws about gift giving. And I actually just coached this client on this, like setting up the expectation heading into the season. With her in-laws, and she said, instead of exchanging piles of presents, let's do a family outing together, right? So they planned something fun that the whole family would enjoy. And at first her in-laws were a little resistant because this is a tradition of theirs that they've done forever. But when she started talking to them about it and just how much fun it could be to have an experience versus things, her in-laws bought in, right? So now it's their family. Now it's going to be a new tradition that they can kind of do together. So just one thing to keep in mind is just because it's the way that your family's always does it doesn't mean it has to continue to always be the way everybody does it if it's not meeting the needs of you and your family, right? And really letting go of guilt. As people pleasers, we tend to hold on to a lot of guilt because we want to make sure that everybody's happy, everybody's taken care of. We want to avoid that conflict, right? So, but saying no doesn't mean you're letting other people down. It just means that you're prioritizing like your needs and your family's well-being so that you can show up fully to the things that really matter most. So think about it. If you're stressed and overwhelmed, are you really bringing your best self to the holidays? Probably not, right? I used to feel so guilty saying no to holiday invites, especially when I thought people might be upset. But you know what? Most of the time, people understand, and if they don't, that's okay too. My peace is more important at this point than people pleasing. And so often when I would just say, I'm sorry we can't make it this year, but thanks for thinking of us, like people don't even question it, right? They don't even say, oh, well, why? But if they do say why, you can just say, we're really trying to keep our holidays simple this year and spend time with like close nuclear family. But don't feel the need to have to give a reason, okay? So often as people pleasers, we want to give a reason for saying no or for declining, and you really don't have to, okay? We do that because we're trying to make the other person feel comfortable, and that's what our bully brain is telling us. Like, I need to make sure the other person feels okay. But we don't even know, like, that they're going to be uncomfortable with what we were saying. So you can say no, and it is a complete sentence. We don't have to say no because, okay? So just a little like of an empowering thought to help you through setting some boundaries and expectations for the holidays is boundaries aren't just for you. They're for the people around you too. So when you set limits, you show up happier, less stressed, and more present. And that's the best gift that you can give your loved ones. Also, if you're a mama watching this, like showing your kids how to set boundaries is going to set them up for success in the future too, because we want them to grow into adults that have the holidays that they want by honoring what they want and their families want, not feeling like they always have to say yes to everybody else. So I know that setting boundaries isn't easy, especially if you're used to saying yes all the time, but trust me, it's worth it. Imagine heading into the new year and into this Christmas and holiday season feeling rested, joyful, and proud of the way you honored yourself in this season. So as we kind of close up this coffee chat, just really think about what's one boundary that you want to set this holiday season. If you have a hard time coming up with the words, just reach out to me, and I'm happy to help you with words, because sometimes when you start setting boundaries, figuring out the words and what to say can be hard. But I always come from a place of like, if it was me receiving the boundary, how would I want it to come? Like, how would I want it to sound? What words would I feel supported? So think about that, like the golden rule. Like, if you're going to set a boundary, like if you're on the receiving end, like how would you want it to be said? So I would love to know in the comments like what boundaries you're going to set. If you have any questions about boundaries, if you're struggling with setting a boundaries, you can also reach out to me privately in the DMs. I'm happy to do that. But I'd love to hear how you're making space for your own peace and joy this holiday season. And if you found this helpful, then share it with a friend. Tag them in the comments, share the video for somebody who might need a reminder of how to put themselves first, or at least on their to-do list this holiday season. And let's spread the word that it's okay to take care of you. So thank you so much for spending a few minutes with me today. And I'm just wishing you the most magical holiday season as we head into the end of 2024. And if there's anything that I can do to help, please reach out and let me know. Also, if you've been listening to me for a little while and you want to learn more about how to work with me as your life coach, I always offer what I call a personalized life assessment call. It's just a chance for us to hop on the phone anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes just to kind of really see like what you're struggling with. And I promise you'll leave that call with like 3 to 4 tangible things you can do right now. And that may include working with me or it may not. What this call is not is a high pressure sales call. It's really just like you'll be talking to me on the phone as if you're sitting talking to your best friend in the coffee shop. The only difference is that as a certified life coach, I probably have a direction or like I call it like a treatment plan to kind of help you with what you're struggling with. And often people leave these calls feeling like heard for the first time in a long time, and they feel hopeful because they have some things that they can do right away. And again, whether that's working with me moving forward or not, I would love to offer you that free personalized life assessment session. So if you're interested in that, reach out to me and just say call, or you can comment below wherever you're watching this with the word call, CALL, and I will be sure to reach out and get something scheduled with you. But regardless, have an amazing holiday season.